Good afternoon, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, my friend Dr. Wali, for your introduction. Again, I would like to thanks to organizing committee for give me opportunity to join in this meeting. I will address a presentation about continence urinary diversion in bladder cancer patient selection. Urinary diversion after radical cystectomy is the standard surgical treatment for muscle-invasive bladder cancer. Type of urinary diversion divided into the incontinent and continent. And type of continent diversion such as orthotopic ureteral anastomotic, catheterizable stomal reservoir, and rectosigmoid reservoir. But not all continent urinary diversion is suitable for every patient because of complexity, surgical stress, and complication higher than the incontinent urinary diversion. Until now, no tools for patient selection based on clinical experiences and surgeons. The important primary goals in selecting urinary diversion are lowest complication and highest quality of life. Bladder cancer is the 10th most common form of the cancer worldwide, and the incident mortality rates is about 10 and 3 per 100,000 in men. The incident rate is increased 15% each year in the last 10 years in Indonesia. In our hospital, have about 700 cases in the last decade, with only small patient came in non-muscle invasive case and mostly came in muscle invasive case. Between 2017 and 2019, 76 patients with urinary diversion, only few of them have orthotopic surgery. This is a type of continent urinary diversion from CHEMI. Yeah, we can use the ileal loop. It's about 15 to 18 centimeter, and this type can prevent the reflux from vesical ureter. Secondly, from Studer, we use the about 50 centimeters of the ileal segment, and the distal of ileal segment is about 50 centimeter long, is open along its antemesoric border, and we maintain the 15 centimeters as a chimney or what we call efferent limb for prevent the reflux. Another type is ileal W-shaped neobladder from popularized by Abolenin and Gonem. Yeah. Okay. This is, for example, the catheterizable stomal reservoir from ileal segment pouch. The first is co-pouch. I think this is complicated, yeah, to do the co-pouch, and right now it's abandoned because high complication rate and difficult technique. Yeah. Okay. Another one is a modification from ileal W neobladder, easier technique than co-pouch. they use the extramural serosal tunnel for ureter, and this is a prevent reflux and lower risk of obstruction. Okay, this is after we saving all the segment of the ileum. Okay, this is ileocolonic segment pouch from main pouch 1. We use the segment of ileum and part of the ascending colon. Yeah, bowel is incised, ileocecal valve is preserved. Yeah. Then we ureteral reimplantation in the part of the colon and intussuscept the ileum as a nipple to prevent the as a reservoir. Yeah, ileum through the ileocecal valve. Okay. Another type is Indiana pouch. Indiana pouch. This is use all part of the ascending colon. Yeah. Then appendectomy and urethral implantation in the colon. Yeah, and saving the part of the ascending colon as a pouch, and completed pouch with the tapered ileal limb. Now, what the ideal characteristic of urinary reservoir? Yeah, the first is low pressure system. Secondly, the pouch can store of the urine is with a good amount. Yeah, it's about 500 milliliter. And third is complete volatility control voiding. We should know the consequences of the choosing a bowel segment, such as electronic absorption is more frequent in sigmoid or rectum, and vitamin B12 deficiency can reveal if we are using the ileal colon segment, and of course diarrhea we can reveal if we use the ileal colon and rectum segment. Okay, this is the before we talk about the which one a good choice for the diversion, continent diversion. We should know how bad if the different urinary diversion we choose. Like this is from Japan. The interest of frailty has been increasing because the elevated number of elderly patients. This is assessing of frailty by Fred phenotype criteria based on weight loss, exhaustion, low physical activity, slowness, and weakness. And this is FDS is the frailty discriminant score, and MFI is modified frailty index. In their study, they found the non-orthotopic neobladder. The patient is older, and they had lower GFR and higher the pathologic high risk. And consequently is they have a post-operative complication is higher than orthotopic neobladder group. Frailty was significant associated with the type of urinary diversion, like in this graphic. Yeah, you see the overall survival in patient with the combined definition of frailty, was significantly poorer in the patient with non-orthotopic neobladder. Yeah. We see the parameter, yeah, with FDS, MVI, and frailty Friedman. Another study when we choose the type of the urinary diversion, of course, this is from Faraj et al. We show that 10-year follow-up, they evaluated the long-term kidney function. This is compare the ileal conduit and neobladder as a continent reservoir. And the results show that neobladder and ileal conduit patient had decreased kidney over time with mean GFR losses at 5 years. For neobladder, if 17, ileal conduit is 14. It means the losses of GFR is higher in a neobladder type. Okay, this is from Almasi. They suggest the selection of the urinary diversion based on the extent of disease. It means if we face with patient with T3 or T4, of course, don't use the continent diversion or orthotopic neobladder. And another is medical comorbidity, yeah. Prior pelvic surgery or therapy or radiation, and patient, of course, patient preference. And this is the big study, the study from 3 community-based, yeah, with integrated with healthcare system. More than 900 patients included in this study. They compare the continent versus incontinent diversion. And after the study, they have a decision for urinary continent. If the patient younger patient, it means less than 70 years old, male patient, because the continence rate is higher than female, good renal function, minimal comorbidities, and stage 3 tumor or less. Again, from Almasi, if we want to do the orthotopic diversion, we should know what is the absolute contraindication. First is urethral involvement, of course, because we will saving the pulse to the urethra. Second is positive urethral margin at the time of cystectomy. And third is severe renal hepatic impairment, extensive inflammatory bowel disease, and physical or mental impairment. Another study review from Lee et al. This is show that the absolute contraindication for continent or orthotopic neobladder, yeah, impaired renal function, impaired hepatic function, physical and mental impairment, positive apical urethral margin, and unmotivated patient. Then another type, this is a continent diversion, the complication early and long term. Yeah. Okay, this is my summary. Urinary diversion after radical cystectomy is the standard surgical treatment for muscle-invasive bladder cancer. We can choose continent or incontinent urinary diversion. And continent urinary diversion is not suitable for every patient. Yeah. Primary goals in the selecting of urinary diversion is lowest complication and highest quality of life. And of course, when we choose the ideal characteristics of urinary pose, mass, low pressure, enough to store of the urine, and complete voluntary control of wading. And don't forget, frailty is more frequent in patients with non-orthotopic neobladder due to patients were older, lower GFR baseline, and higher pathologic risk. Others is neobladder and IC patient had mean GFR losses, yeah, but neobladder is higher, it's about 17%, and IC is 14% from baseline value. And this is the highlight is patient selection for continent diversion is younger patient, male, good renal function, minimal of comorbidities, and stage 3 tumor or less. I think that's all for my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention.